Okay, talking a little bit about bending now. Not all of your licks have to be a whole step bend, or even a half step bend, or even a step and a half. Sometimes it's cool if you have what's known as the quarter step bend. So the quarter step bend is very common in blues. It kind of gives your licks a real vocal quality to it. So if I take, let's say, a note, 3rd fret of the G string, and I bend up just a quarter step, that's just a slight inflection. It just gives the lick a little vocal quality to it. Just makes the note come to life a little bit. So if I play a lick, like we're going to learn, that sounds like this, and I let that note just sit there, it sounds a little boring. If I put a little quarter step bend in there, a little inflection, it sounds a little more interesting. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Now what I'm doing here, I'm thinking that I'm in the key of G, G minor pentatonic. Gives it kind of a bluesy flavor, so keep that in mind. I'm going to play on the 5th fret of the D string, 3rd fret of the G, back to 5 on the D, and then 5 to 3 on the G. But instead of letting that note just sit there, I'm going to try and bend up just a quarter step. So the whole lick sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and if I play those same notes up an octave, it sounds like this. Okay, so that's playing on the 12th fret of the G string. Keep in mind I'm thinking that I'm in G minor pentatonic. So I'm playing on the 12th fret of the G, 11B, back to 12G, 13B, and then trying to bend up just a quarter step on the 11th fret of the B string. So at the end there, I come down and land on the 12th fret of the G string, which is the root note G. Okay, so let's learn a couple more licks using this idea, and then we'll try playing them with the jam track. So the next lick will be a little bit longer. It sounds like this. 2, 3. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm bending up on the 5th fret of the G string. Just giving it that inflection. I'm bending up a little more than a quarter step that time. I'm almost bending up a half step, which would be, it's kind of in between. Just bending up. 3rd fret on the high E string, so you have to jump across the B string. Come back down on the 6th fret of the B. And now I'm going to do what's known as a reverse bend, where I bend on the G string 5th fret before I hit the string. So I bend first and then hit the note. So far this lick we've done this. And now I'm going to play 3rd fret of the G string, 5th fret of the D, and then 3, 5, 3 on the G, bend up slightly, and play 5th fret on the D. And all those little bends, and those reverse bends, and those quarter step phrases make the lick come to life a little bit. Okay, one more lick in this section. It's going to sound like this. Okay, so that's combining a few patterns. I'm playing on the D, the notes D. I'm playing on the G string 7th fret, and then B string 6, 8, back to 6. Jumping up to the 13th fret on the B, bending up slightly, coming back to the 11th fret of the B, bending slightly, landing on the root note G. Okay, so let's try putting those licks together with the jam track.